Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into your your general read. For the main part of the read, Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For the supportive oracle cards, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck by John Holland. All right, let's go ahead. 3, and then this is that way. Well, Star card at the bottom. Okay, so there's a lot of hope with this situation. That's all I seem to want to put with it, except I want this. This seems to go with the Star card. Seek. Okay, you got Seek, and you got the Star card at the bottom of the deck, which is telling me what you're going into. You're very optimistic, but you're seeking answers. You're seeking possibilities. You're seeking out this good moment. I feel like it's a rough moment you're trying to solve. Something that's not going that well, but you're very optimistic that you just got to find a better way to do things. All you got to do is find it, and things will get better. That seems to be why you're coming into this. Now, you're coming in. This is the literal cards that are talking about what you're doing to, find these better ways to do things, to improve the situation. You're kind of walking away from a situation temporarily is what I'm getting though. You got Choose Your Battles and you got the Eight of Cups. And I feel like this is kind of like a temporary, just leaving the situation as it is. It's fine as it is for now. You're just kind of pulling back your connection to it. Maybe not 100% walking away from it, but like pulling back your connection so you're not as involved at the moment. And you're kind of like, I'm not really sure that I can handle, or I'm not really sure I can get involved with this and actually make anything better. And I definitely don't want to make anything worse. So I'm just going to kind of go to the side for now and just let it be. Again, it might not be 100% walking away from it, but you're definitely pulling back is what I'm getting. Now, when you pull back, I'm getting the Seven of Cups kind of shows up in the actual situation. Your lack of involvement seems to bring forth a lot of other possibilities. Because you're not keeping the situation in check is what I'm getting. Other possibilities seem to be coming forward, and I feel like this, I don't know if it's a good thing or not right now. There could be some good things, there could be a little bit of an overindulgent feel here for some people, but I'm seeing you're pulling back and you're not keeping them in check, so other possibilities, other things are coming forward. Now, this is like a hidden aspect. There's a lot of hidden aspects here. The Five of Swords, which I want to say this is kind of like the fruitless wind, but I could be wrong. But what I'm feeling here is like everybody seems to be directing their energy in one way. And I'm getting like there's differences of opinion, different angles of trying to get the same result. And I feel like it's just kind of a little bit awkward. I feel like people working together successfully, but not really getting along or not really liking each other. I don't want to say there's conflict. I want to say people are just kind of doing what they need to do and just kind of ignoring each other as much as possible. This is the hidden aspect. Because you're not keeping things in check, but I feel like one of the things you were keeping in check were people's attitudes. And I feel like people are just not, they're just kind of ignoring each other. They're doing what's required. They're doing what needs to be done, but that's pretty much it. There's no above and beyond at this point. And I see you like, you're not getting right back involved, but you're starting to just kind of try to keep an eye on the situation. You're just trying to like get a taste of the temperature, kind of like you're like putting your finger in the water, like how cold is this water or how warm is this water? You know what I mean? What's going on here? What's the temperature of the situation? And you've got this Page of Swords here, kind of looking at the situation, kind of like, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know if I like this or not. Things seem to be getting done, but people just seem to be acting really awkward with each other. And right now it seems to be working, but I feel like the way you're looking at it is like the temperature of this water, it's either going to get really cold or really warm, and it's not going to work either way. I feel like we got to change some stuff up here. And because the five of Cups is the situation. Technically it's working. Technically it's working well enough, but there's just I feel like what you're looking at is like, no, this isn't going to make it much longer. Something's going to go awry, and there's going to be some type of attitude or some type of problem, or people are going to start arguing. And I feel what you're looking at here is kind of like, I don't know how much longer I can afford to stay out of the situation. I don't know if I really want to get back into it just yet, but I don't know how much longer I can afford to stay out of it, because it just seems like sooner or later things are going to go wonky. And not in kind of like in a verbal aggressive way, more than likely. This is face down. Listen is here. It's face down, but it's dipping down near the other side. People seem to be watching you, wondering what you're going to do next. I feel like people actually are noticing you're not as involved as usual. They're kind of enjoying it for some reason, for whatever that means. And that might, because there's kind of a heavy energy with that, they might be kind of getting away with things they don't usually get away with. They're not getting called out on certain things. Not that you really call people out, but you might bring something forward and try to work things out. I feel like people might be treating other people a little less than favorable, might be treating each other a little bit badly, just to be fair. But people, somebody, at least somebody, if not a couple of people, are watching to see what you're going to do next. And they're hoping that you stay out a little longer, because the longer you stay out of it, they can just kind of get what they want. They can just kind of do what they want. I feel like this is somebody taking advantage of the situation. And as long as you stay out of it and don't get back involved, they seem to get their way. They just play it very much under the radar, and they don't want to highlight what's going on, because the longer people don't see it for what they're doing, the longer they get away with it. Now, I'm seeing it. You have to get back involved again. I'm feeling like it's not about a choice anymore. It's kind of like you're starting to get back involved again. You're trying to help the situation kind of take care of itself, but you're sort of getting involved. You're trying to balance out, how much do I have to get involved this time? You don't want to get as involved as you've been in the past. I'm seeing like you're trying to reduce your amount of connection to the situation, because you didn't like how deep it was before. You didn't like how it felt. But you are getting really involved to a point. While you're starting to get re-involved here, and you're kind of trying to convince yourself, I don't have to go get back as deep as I was before, but maybe I can just kind of take more relaxed view of this, be involved a little bit, and just keep things online, but not get so involved that it bothers me. This is face down, the Page of Pentacles. People seem to be responding to your diminished connection. And it seems like people are respecting that you're getting involved as much as you feel you have to. And you're trying to help people get things to work out. Somebody here is still getting away with more than they should be getting away with, is what I'm getting. And I feel like they're trying to angle this or work this forward in a way where they can just gauge how much you're going to get involved and still have the ability to do what they want and get away with things a certain way. So this same person is what I'm getting. And I feel like this is a weird situation. This person is doing what they want. They're just trying to see how they can manipulate the situation to where you won't see what they're doing, or maybe you won't have the time or desire to really call them out on what they're doing. And so they can keep doing what they want and keep getting what they want out of the situation. Now this comes in on its side. You figure out what's happening. You got the Queen of Wands on her side here, which is telling me you know what's going on. You see this person, you figure out what they're doing. But they don't know you figured it out. I feel like what you're trying to do is you're trying to handle it through other people. You're trying not to go at it directly. You're just trying to give this person the heads up, like the jig is up, knock it off. But you're trying to let other people kind of like drop the hint, like knock it off, before somebody has to call you out on what you're doing. They just try to find another way to succeed, is what I'm getting. They got the Hermit card here. And they are thinking about people bringing this forward, but this is face down along with this. These two cards are face down. They're going to try to find a different angle to get what they want, to keep what they want, to get away with what they're doing. They don't want to stop. They want to find a different way to get what they want. Because you're having other people like highlight, like, we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. Stop. So they're like, well, they know. It's like this person's like, well, people figured out what I'm doing. I don't really want to stop what I'm doing, but I at least have to make it less obvious. I have to move things around so I get what I want in a different way so where people don't realize it. So they're just trying to find another way to manipulate the system. They're trying to go around it a different way. I feel like what they're saying here with this card, the Queen of Wands on her side, you're gonna have to get re-involved at some point. She's only on her side for a while before she finally stands up. And I feel like what they're saying is you're trying to be very diplomatic. You're trying to handle this, trying to find other ways to be creative. But they're saying sooner or later you're going to have to stand up and you're going to have to get this person under control. You're going to have to get them under control. Until you do, they're going to just constantly try to find different ways to manipulate the system. Until you stand up and you handle it like you normally would or you have in the past, they're going to just keep doing what they're doing. That's the only way to seem to get them to stop or back off enough to where it's not causing a problem. And that's where that's ending. I'm not really sure if you'd say this was a good or a bad reading. I just feel like they're giving you that heads up, like you can play back, you can hold back for a while, but the situation is not going to balance out again until you're actively helping it balance out again. That's what I'm getting. All right. I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.